Hey everyone, so in today's video we are going to look at dismantling my computer. What I'm looking for. So there's a couple of things that you will need other than an area to work in, obviously. You will need screwdrivers or just a screwdriver that you can just put different bits in. You also need some form of cutting tools just to cut any zip ties. So here's my PC. The first thing I'm going to do is obviously take off all the side panels. I've got two side panels, a top panel and a front panel. So let's get that out of the way. Okay, so with that done, next is we're going to take out the power cable for the graphics card. After that, next is we're going to unscrew this graphics card mount that I've added in just to support the GPU. There we go, that's the mounts uninstalled. Now for the GPU, it's in the PCIe slot, so which is, there we get it, right here. And it'll have a little tab. So the idea is that you push the tab down and it basically unlocks the GPU, and then you can just pull the graphics card out. Well, that was pretty simple, right? Now, next thing is we're going to just start unplugging some of the other cables so that when we get to the motherboard, it's going to be a lot easier. All right, so next, I'm going to actually remove this rear fan because I'm replacing all of the case fans, but I'm not going to be replacing the radiator or these fans. This is actually all new. It's not the original radiator. Okay, now I'll just take out the top fans. Well, taking them out might be an understatement. They are cable managed at the back actually, so this probably wasn't my brightest idea, but we are rolling with it anyway. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that some of your parts will probably be different, although generally this is all going to apply from one computer to another for disassembly. It's just for things like radiators, you might find that some things are a bit different for the installation and therefore the uninstallation process, especially if it's between Intel mounts and AMD mounts. Okay, so this is the back of my case. So the next thing I'm going to do is start cutting the zip ties and unvelcroing these cable ties. All right, now at this stage I can't find any more cable ties, zip ties and whatever, so there probably is some more, it's just at the moment I can't find them, so I'm just going to roll with that, and I'm going to actually, because it is a cable mess, I'm going to just pull these SATA connectors out, take out these fan cables. These fan cables connect to the CPU block on the all-in-one or the closed loop cooler. Removing these top fans by uncoupling them from their fan splitter, like so. 1, 2, 3, and now they won't fall funny when I flip the case over eventually. And now I'm going to remove the other USB cables. The zip tie that she tells you not to worry about. All right, so now I'm going to remove the CPU block from the motherboard. All right, so next thing is I'm going to take off the mount. So next what I'm going to do is take out the cooler. Alright, so I'm not planning on taking the power supply out because it's the one component that isn't being changed, or I'm not sure about where it goes because it can only go on the one spot. So I'm going to walk it through. Actually, I'm probably going to also keep the hard drive and the SSD where they are, so I'll walk that through. The one SSD I'm taking out is the M.2 in the motherboard. Get into that. So yeah, let's talk about the power supply uninstallation. So basically what you want to do is just pull all the cables through. If you've got a modular power supply, completely modular, this one isn't, just undo all of the cables and pull them through to the back of the case. That'll be much easier than trying to pull cables this way. Then quite simply for this case, at least computer case, just undo the screws. So you take those out, and depending on how your case is done, you either pull the power supply towards you, but for this case, I just I push it further towards the case and then take it out. That there is how I would uninstall this power supply. Pull the cables through, except for the cables that are modular, and then unscrew, push through, pull out. Alright, so the 2.5-inch SSD, pretty simple. So you'll take the tray out of the case, and then the tray on the underside of it will have screws. That is what the SSD has been screwed to. So that's how it's all screwed in, and you just take the SSD out like so. The 3.5-inch hard drive is a similar case. You take, there we go. It's got a screw right there. So you take that screw out, you take the tray out, and this isn't screwed in, it's clipped in, so you just have to pull out all of the clips. And then you take the hard drive out, but since these are components that are staying in the case, I'm just going to keep them there. Alright, so now what I'm going to look at doing is flipping the case onto its side, is I'm going to look at removing the motherboard. I would recommend having some form of anesthetic surface prepared. I've got the box that the motherboard came in. That will work fine, just so I can set the motherboard on top once I've pulled it out. So let's flip this case over. Alright, so now I'm going to take out the motherboard. It's got a vast assortment of screws. Alright, so there's the motherboard unscrewed. The middle one isn't actually a screw in this case, it's just a point that holds the motherboard in place. One thing to remember though with motherboards, especially the cheaper ones or older ones, even if it's a high-end board, is I/O shields. This here, that's just for that motherboard. That won't work with every motherboard imaginable. So just going to punch it out, and that will go back in the motherboard box. Some newer motherboards, it's become a bit more of a trend of it'll be integrated, the I/O shield will be integrated onto the board so that you actually don't forget it. And with that, we're almost done. All we've got to do now is take everything off the motherboard. Okay, so I'm going to take the M.2 out. I know that the screws are really small for this motherboard, so I've changed to a different bit. Alright, so next things next, I'm going to remove the CPU. Just going to push down the tab, then pull it out, and then the thing will lift up. Then just pull it on out, probably not like that. You don't want to drop things, and that wasn't good by me. Next is the RAM. RAM slots have tabs, but this motherboard only has tabs on one side, and these still things they don't move on the other side, but your motherboard might have tabs on both sides, just to let you know. So it's quite as simple as pulling the tab and pulling the RAM out like so. Okay, so now that I've got the CPU out, I am going just to I've got alcohol wipes, other things work, but I'm going to just take off the thermal paste until it's all clean like so. And then pretty simple, do the same thing for the CPU block on the cooler. There we go, probably will go over that one more time off camera, but there's the basic idea. And yeah, that's basically it. That's all that you've really got to do to dismantle a computer. It's really not that difficult. Basically, it's the opposite of putting one together. Again, just do check your manuals just in case something is different in your system. And yeah, other than that, that's the end of this video. Got a big mess now to deal with. Computer case over there. I've got my side panels over here. So yeah, you do need a lot of room. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It will allow you to keep up to date when I upload more content. Also, make sure that bell notification is turned on and hit that like button while you're there. Anyway, have a good one and see you all next time. Bye.